Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gordon Cepuran with SpeediCast here in Buffalo, New York, bringing you the Buffalo Short Track Championships. We're going to get started here shortly. This is also the start of the Heartland Racing Series for the season. And we're going to kick things off with the Heartland men's 500 meters to get things started. So we're starting off real fast today. We're going to have the anthems played here shortly. We've got clubs represented from both the United States and Canada this weekend. Not our typical representation, but since we are out in Buffalo, New York, instead of in Wisconsin or Illinois, as we normally are, we have quite a few Canadian clubs joining us today. Looks like we've got the Zamboni off the ice. We'll get to the national anthems here shortly. And please don't forget to participate in our chat. Let me know if there's any audio bugs. And thank you for joining us at, well, what is 7 a.m. for me, 8 o'clock here on the Eastern time zone. But made the drive out from Chicago on Thursday. So for me right now, it feels about 7 a.m.
Buffalo Short Track Speedskating Competitions. We're going to get started in just a moment. We're going to have you stand and remove your hats for the singing of the Canadian and American national anthems. The Canadian anthem will be performed by 11-year-old Salome Lokesh and the American anthem by 14-year-old Sharon Lokesh. Our singers are competing this weekend and skate with the Connecticut Speedskating Club. Salome and Sharon are escorted by Buffalo Speedskating head coach Craig Pielchowski.
All right, looks like we're just about ready to get underway, everybody. And correction, we're starting off with the Heartland men's, looks like the 777 meter. That'll be 7 laps around the rink. It looks like to start off, we're going to get Andrew Kim, Clayton DeClemente, Henry Middlebrook, George Wheelock, and Raphael Howell as we start off this first heat for the Heartland men. Again, starting with the Heartland men's 777, 7 laps. This would be considered a sprint distance for this age group. We're running 2 heats. Top finisher in the next 4 fastest will advance on into the A final. The rest of the contestants will go to the B final as they try to accumulate not only points for this meet, but the entire racing series on the season. That's where the Heartland Series differs from what was kind of the norm for these kind of meets in the past, where you'd race 1 meet and no points would carry over. So this is an actual racing series as they try to get these younger skaters that are getting into their teenage years in a better position to be prepared to try to make junior world teams, potentially after that World Cup teams, but all starts right here in this faster racing environment as they pull skaters from across the country. Yeah, taking the top finisher and the next 4 fastest. You could qualify all the skaters out of this 1 heat, depending on how fast they finish. And we've got a false start on the line. First false start is no longer charged to a single skater. It is charged to the entire group as to not be able to get a jump off the line as an advantage, also to stop having 5 false starts in a single race. And they get away clean on the second try. Taking the early lead is going to be Andrew Kim. We've seen him out in that position a lot.
Skater number 90 off to an early lead.
I believe that's Henry Middlebrook in second position. In third is Clayton DeClemente. And we've got Howell followed by Wheelock. A nice tight group. Not taking out as a fast sprint. Yeah, this is only 2 more, actually a lap and a half farther than a 500. But not taking out as a sprint, taking out as more of 1,000. A little bit of acceleration through the entire pack. And now here comes a pass from the outside, as it was DeClemente still sitting in that second spot as Henry Middlebrook. Still DeClemente sitting in third as Andrew Kim moves back up into the top spot. 1 lap to go as it's Kim, Middlebrook, DiClemente. Trying to close down the gap is Howe, but he will not get there. It's going to be Kim and a close finish between Middlebrook and DiClemente as they're hoping to advance through to the A final on time. And a motivation behind taking the next 4 fastest as opposed to taking the second and third spots is to try to promote more racing tactics in these races, which again, this is kind of the point of the Heartland Racing Series, is try to get them in a more competitive environment, try to pull skaters from across the country.
The next race is going to be 101D. Skater number 248 is going to be Jian Zhang, 41 Richard Anglin, 184 Alex Slutovsky.
And it looks like, folks, the one heat card I didn't get was the second heat for the Heartland men. That's all right. We'll just try to wing this one. So we should have Chiwan Zong, Richard Anglin, Alex Klutovsky, Matthew Krovella, and Matan Grodensky. So we got a pack of 6 in this group. And they're taking the start out much faster than the first heat. They're going to try to advance through on time. Taking the early lead is Zong. In that second spot is Richard Anglin. And with the pass up on the inside, that was Sean Kim getting up to that third place spot. Not going all out, but definitely a faster start off the line for this second group as those top 4 all looking to move on. And just judging off the race pace as they come around to 2 laps to go. And falling off the pace a little bit was Alex Gutowski. Andrew Kim looking to set up a pass with 1 lap to go. He goes around on the inside up in that second place spot. No guarantees, though, but by my estimation, he should advance through on time. Our first place finisher is going to be Chiwan Zong, followed by Kim, and finishing in third, Richard Anglin. I think those second, third place spots will advance through on time. We'll have to see where the other 2 spots come from out of that race. But again, that fast, almost an advantage to be in that second heat when you're taking more off of time than on place. Now we move on to the Heartland Ladies 777 meter. We've got Haley Choi, Claire Liu, Sharon Lokesh, Carly Elliott, and Cece Long. Again, 7-lap race. Is regarded as a sprint distance, but is not on the Olympic distance selection. We'll have to see what Haley Choi does in this heat. She was absolutely on fire last season. And we get a false start out of the Heartland Ladies. Skaters back at the line, going for round 2. And it's a clean start into the corner. As jumping out to the early lead is Carly Elliott. Coming around the outside, Haley Choi going up in that first place spot. Choi in front in second. Elliott sitting in that third place spot. Believe that was Sharon Lokesh. No, sorry, that was Claire Liu.
Skater 109, Claire Liu in second place.
Skaters coming around to 3 laps to go as Haley Choi out to a comfortable lead. Again, taking the top finisher in the next 4 fastest. These ladies behind need to pick up the pace a little bit. They want to try to advance through on time. You don't know how fast the second heat is going to be. And as I was saying, it's an advantage to be in that second heat because you kind of know the race pace that was set in the first. That's why that group of 6 for the Heartland men jumped out so early. 1 lap to go for Haley Choi. She's got a full half-lap lead. She's going to be able to coast into the finish. And here comes Claire Liu finishing that second place spot. I know she's skating around for another lap. Not quite. Looks like they're not quite sure where their lap count was at. Cece Long with her hands on her knees. Looks like she knows she finished. I think it's hard to tell. They didn't know if they quite finished. We'll have to see who advances through. A little bit of confusion out of the first Heartland ladies heat.
Event 102B, 227, Una Wilhoit, 132, Renee Miller.
In the second heat, we've got Una Wilhoit, Renee Miller, Catherine Vandergriff, Stephanie Velez, Maura Zimmer, and Shreya Arun. Saw quite a few of these ladies last season. Again, putting 6 on the line with potentially 5 spots up for grabs just in this one heat alone. Only the top finisher guaranteed to move through to the A final. Again, you want to try to move through to the A final. More points available than in the B final. A little bit delay from the starter, but now we're ready to go. And no false start for this group, as jumping out in front is Maura Zimmer.
Out to an early start, 249, Maura Zimmer.
Now we've got some action coming from the back of the pack. Coming around the outside is Stephanie Velez. Skating wide, able to complete the pass. Still skating wide to the corner. She wants to get out in front. And a pass from the back of the pack with Shreya Arun. The two going to try to jump off the front of the group. They know spots are up for grabs with only one guaranteed spot. Right now, sitting in that third place spot is Una Wilhoit. In fourth is Catherine Vandergriff. And the pack coming back together as Arun and Velez took a flyer off the front, but have not been able to escape. 1 lap to go. Arun trying to get around Velez, but blocked, trying to take that wide line out of the corner, trying to make that pass go through. Just slotting it in before the start of the corner as Shreya Arun with a great pass comes up to the finish line. Finishing second, Stephanie Velez, and then a bunch finish for third through fifth. We'll have to see who advances through. I think Velez will move on time. Again, it's difficult to tell, as this is not time trials and long track where you've got a big running clock.
Skater 46, Nathaniel Cassett. 220, Isaac Turkstra.
Now we move on to the junior AB men 777 meter. We've got Nathaniel Casson, Isaac Turkstra, Gavin Hall, Clyde Gill and Jacob Stainbrook. Again, this is the junior AB men's. Again, taking the top finisher in the next 4 fastest. Everybody at the meet today will skate a heat, and then they will be moved into the A or the B final, trying to get more racing out of the weekend than just having one and done. Again, this is 2 heats that are running. We're going to have 5 in the first heat, 4 in the second. If you're in this first heat, you've got 5 guys on the line. You're going to want to get off quick and try to make it a fast heat. But as we've seen, the first heat has been generally slower than the second. It's going to be Clyde Gill take the early lead. Pass coming on the outside. I believe that was Jacob Stainbrook moving up into that first place spot. Here's a move coming around the outside as slotting in is Nathaniel Kaysen. Got a pack of 4 relatively close together. Here comes a pass around the outside as Kaysen gets around into that first place spot. Trying to set up a pass on the inside is Clyde Gill, wanting to get around Stainbrook. Taking that wide line. Right now leading the way. It's Kaysen, Clyde Gill in second. In third is Stainbrook. And I think Stainbrook wins flow of the weekend with that long main going. And 1 lap to go for the leader, Nathaniel Kaysen. He's got a full straightaway lead over Clyde Gill. He'll qualify into the A final. Gill needing to finish here quickly. So Gill and Stainbrook potentially on the bubble, depending on what happens in the next heat. Now in the second heat for the AB junior men, we've got Joseph Hatcham, Kenneth Lim, Hira Hansen, and Christian Ladegaard. Again, 1 guaranteed spot up for grabs. I think we'll see a faster pace out of the second heat as second through fourth could all move on into the A final if they finish with a quick time. And it's a clean start for the junior men. It's Hatcham leading the way.
100, Ladegaard in second place.
Sitting in second is Ladegaard. In third, Hira Hansen. And in fourth, Kenneth Lim. Group of 4 staying relatively close together. It seems to be a faster pace than the first heat already, so all 4 men could qualify. And a block thrown there by Joseph Hatcham. Block kicked in the corner.
100, Ladegaard is taken first.
And Ladegaard moved up into the first place spot. Here comes a pass around the outside from Hira Hansen. They don't want to leave it up to chance. They want to get that guaranteed qualifying spot, but Ladegaard not letting him through. Anson looked like he wanted to set the wide line, took a peek on the inside, didn't like either option, trying to go on the inside again with 1 lap to go, able to outbody Ladegard, and moving up on the inside was Joseph Hatcham. Here they come around the corner. Hatcham with a move off the apex, and it's a 3-bunch finish right there. Wasn't that just fantastic? And all this before we even hit 8 a.m. Chicago time. I don't know about everybody else in the rink, but I don't think I need any coffee anymore.
63.
Now we move on to the Junior B ladies. Again, another 777-meter. We've got this one heat. All will advance to the final, but again, trying to promote racing tactics by letting them try to race at least 2 times in each distance. So we've got Ava Fradlin Ryan, Samantha Leventis, and Sarah Crovella. And a false start out of the Junior B ladies. And the Junior B ladies able to get away cleanly through the first corner. With 6 laps to go. Leading the way is Sarah Covella. In second is Samantha Leventis. In third is Ava Fradlin Ryan. Not too much drama for the pack of 3. As Fradlin Ryan out to a comfortable lead. And all 3 ladies will advance through into their A final. And the group spread apart. Not going to be a whole lot of racing drama in this group, but maybe we'll see a little bit more when we hit the finals. And 1 lap to go for the leader, Fradlin Ryan, as she's coming around to the finish. And coming through the final corner, Samantha Leventis will finish in second, and Sarah Crovella will finish in third. Again, all those ladies advancing through into the final. Now we've got the Junior C men 777, starting with Sungmin Kwan, Gannon Graff, Tyler McGillen, Noah Troutt, Ethan Turkstra, and Alessandro Topa. Again, top finisher. And the next fastest 4 move on to the A final. The rest of the skaters will go to the B final. 6 spots up for grabs. We've got 2 heats of 6. And only 1 guaranteed spot in each heat. Just waiting on the starter. It looks like he's ready to go. This is also a starters clinic for the weekend as they're trying to get a couple of new starters up to speed. And jumping out to the early lead, it's going to be Seungmin Kwan. Trying to set up a pass up the inside is Noah Troutt as he's able to push it through just before the corner. Sitting in that third spot right now is Tyler McGillen. Pass coming up on the inside. There goes Gannon Graff up in that third place spot. Again, only the top spot guaranteed, but this is a fast heat so far. And Gannon Graff with the move up the inside in that second place spot. Right now, Noah Troutt sliding down in position. And one skater goes down at the exit of the corner. Looks like he's already able to get up. Kwan trying to hold off the pack. Has about a blue line to red line lead. Not very much, though. Trying to hold off. Noah Troutt is Gannon Graff. And here comes a pass on the inside as Troutt able to get through. Graff sliding back, trying to get around. Was Tyler McGillen. It looks like he ran into the back of Graff, lost all his speed. 1 lap to go for the leader, Seungmin Kwan. He's got a full straightaway lead. He's safe out in front. Right now, the battles for second and third as they're coming around the final corner. And there's a dig for the line. And it's close, but it looked like Noah Troutt was able to just out-edge Gannon Graff for the line. Now for the second heat, we've got Ryan Hack, Mark Gonzalez, Ryan Shane, Sean Lippa, Owen Byrne, and Julian Kyle McKeurig. Recognizing a couple of these names from last year's meets and nationals. Let's see what the second heat of the junior C men can deliver. Again, top finisher, the only one guaranteed to move on. Are they going to get a fast heat? There could be 4 other spots up for grab. And it's a clean start coming out of the third starting spot was Mark Gonzalez. He's able to jump out in front as he's able to get around Ryan Hack. It's Gonzalez and Hack as your 1-2. Moving up around the outside into third. It looked to be Julian McKeurig. McKeurig trying to chase down the leaders. Got the leading group of 3. Sitting right now in fourth is Sean Lippa. Leading pack of 3 working together, trying to get a quick time in, trying to move on into that A final where more points are available. And a slide or a slip on the corner as down went. I believe that was Ryan Hack. So McKeurig moving up into second place. Gonzalez still leading the way, as both are now well out in front by a half lap with 1 lap to go. And Gonzalez not wanting to take any chances, trying to pull as far away from McKeurig as possible as not to get pipped on the line. As Gonzalez, your first place finisher. In second is Julian Kyle McKeurig, and a fall in the exit of the corner. But able to get up and skate away was Ryan Shane.
Junior C women, 777 meters.
Now we go on to the Junior C ladies. We've got another 777 with Catherine Liu, Isabel Crovella, Kayla Gonzalez, Sarah Salvucci, and Emily Wood. Not sure if pronouncing Sarah's name correctly there, but a little tough to tell. Have not seen that one on my heat card before, ladies and gentlemen. Now it looks like we're missing a skater as one just headed off through the starting entrance. Wonder if there's a mechanical issue going on. So looks like we will only have 4 for this Junior C ladies. So it's Isabel Crovello's the non-start. These 4 ladies get ready to go. Again, top finisher in the next 4 fastest move on to the A final. And jumping out to the early lead is going to be Kayla Gonzalez through the first corner. Looked like Catherine Liu in that second place spot. Sitting in third is Sarah Salvucci, and fourth, Emily Wood. Right now, Liu and Gonzalez trying to get away off the front, chasing them down, Sarah Salvucci. This kind of looks like a easy skate for the 2 Garden Staters. And there goes the pass on the inside and able to slam it through just before the corner. Catherine Liu moving up in the top spot. Doesn't want to leave anything to chance. Wants to guarantee that qualification in the A final. And 1 lap to go for Liu and Gonzalez. As they come through the final corner up to the finish. As they're going to finish 1-2, Liu Gonzalez. Liu going to get that guaranteed qualifying spot. I think Gonzalez will probably move through on time. Finishing in third was Salvucci, and in fourth, Wood, as Wood just caught Salvucci but could not get around her before the finish line. Now the Junior C ladies' second heat, we've got Haley Murray, Cuban O, Penelope Romanelli, and Mina Rose. Again, top finisher moving on. Spots up for grabs on time. And they do that to try to promote some better racing tactics. You can't just end up, or in case you end up in a stacked heat, which would be the case where you end up with the, say, the 5 fastest skaters in the age group. It looks like we have a false start charge to the group. Have to be careful. Don't want to take that second false start, as you'll be penalized and removed from the starting line. And coming from the outside start spot, the lefty, Haley Murray. Don't see a whole lot of lefty starters. She's jumping out in front, wants to try to leave the rest of the ladies in behind. Trying to chase her down is Penelope Romanelli. And with a pass coming up on the inside, it's Cuban O moving up in that second place spot. O with the task of trying to chase down Murray. And sitting in fourth, Mina Rose. O about a meter behind Murray. Murray unable to hold the tight line. O able to gain some more ground as they come through the corner. And O trying to set the pass to go through on the inside, making it a tight fit as they enter the corner, able to get through. O trying to put a gap on Murray. Murray trying to give everything she's got to hold her at a distance, but O just pulling away. Murray could still move on time if she's able to get to the line quickly. But O now with a full straightaway lead. With 1 lap to go, does not look to be caught. And Cuban O coming through the final corner, guaranteeing her qualifying spot. And Murray digging for the line, and a fall in the far side corner. Able to stop herself from going all the way to the pads, though. I believe that was Penelope Romanelli, and a fall at the line. Not sure if Mina Rose was able to pip her there for the third place spot. Now we have the Master Men and Women's 777 meter final. We're going to have Nicole Zayats, Tim Van Fleet, Henry Withers, Jen Cola, and Joseph Blabo. Jen Cola, the mother of Yori Cola, who at the... It looks like it might be Joseph Balbo, might have a typo on the sheet. Anyhow, Jen Cola, the mother of Yori Cola, who gave us a fantastic finish at the Nationals and Am Cup 3 in Madison 2 years ago, ended up being disqualified, and I believe it was an F or a D final. Only 2 skaters in the race, but the most fantastic way to finish coming around the last corner, regardless that I've ever seen in a race. To not fall for such a long distance and then to finally fall at the finish line. So Henry Withers going to lead the way for this Masters group. All of them will advance through to the A final. Nicole Zayats in second. In third is Joseph Balbo. Yeah, I think they have a typo on his entry form. In that fourth place spot, it's Tim Van Fleet trying to chase down the leading group of 3. And finally, Jen Cola at the back of the group. Tim Van Fleet a meter away from making the junction as he's hopping on this back of this leading group of 3. Yeah, and all of them will advance through to the A final. Tim Fleet trying to go around the outside as they go 3 wide through the corner, taking that wide line through the straightaway, going from 4th to 1st. It's Tim Van Fleet, Nicole Zayats, and going with the pass up on the inside is Henry Withers, and they get passed on the inside by Joseph Balbo. 1 lap to go. Van Fleet almost with a full straightaway lead. Balbo going to try to hold off Withers. It's going to be a race for second. And it looks like Withers just barely holds off. Or sorry, Balbo barely holds off Withers for that second place spot. Now we move on to the Junior D boys, 777-meter. We've got Christian Kim, Sammy Hart Gorman, Pasquale Morales, Charlie Putnam, and Ishan Dixit. And looks like we're just waiting for a judge's deliberation. We've got 5 heats of the Junior D boys. Only the top finisher going to move on to the A final. The rest will be spread apart through the B, C, D, and E finals based upon their times. You could finish second in this first heat, and you could miss both the B and the C final if you come in with a slow heat. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that they won't take it too easy, as at this age group, it's typically full gas from the get-go. And a long deliberation over there. Again, it was just the master men and women combined causing that long deliberation. And the Junior D boys get off the line. It's Christian Kim going to jump out to the early lead, and it's going to be full gas. It's Charlie Putnam in second. Looks like Sammy Hart Gorman in third. Or sorry, Sammy Hart Gorman made the pass up into third on the inside. Or sorry, up into second. And a pass coming around the outside. Believe that was Pasquale Morales. He's shoulder to shoulder with Hart Gorman. Looks like Gorman was able just to squeeze out in front of him. This is a battle for second, third, and fourth, as Christian Kim is long gone with almost a half-lap lead. Hart Gorman in second. In third is Pasquale Morales, trying to get in with a quick enough time to make the B final. 1 lap to go for the leader, Christian Kim. He's going to be safe and on his way, and a fall in the far corner is going down. Was Hart Gorman. Morales moving up into second. Still needs to finish with a quick enough time. If he's going to make that B final, we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be too hard to tell with no clock. And skaters spread apart across the group. And our final finisher, Ishan Dixit.
109B, Junior D, midget boys, 777 meter. 121, Justin Liu. 148, Rory O'Brien. 48, Keurig.
I move on to the second of 5 heats for the Junior D boys. We've got Justin Liu, Rory O'Brien, Chirag Chandnani, Cameron Mason, and Andrew Lenkong.
Penalty 79 impeding. 142 penalty for impeding.
It looks like Sammy Hart-Gorman and Pascual Morales both penalized for impeding in that last heat. That most likely will drop both of them down to the E final. The judge is still deliberating. Don't think anything else more could be assessed. Looks like they're trying to get the right order on the starting line. Now, looks like we've got a false start. And this is the second heat of the Junior D-Boys. Top finisher moving on to the A final. Rest will be seated throughout the other finals on time. And the boys able to get away cleanly. Justin Leo jumping out to the early lead. He's going to try to take a flyer off the front and get away from the group, and he has the legs to do it, as we've seen in the past. In that second place spot right now is Rory O'Brien. In third, I believe that was Chaninani. And Justin Liu already with a half-lap lead over the rest of the group. Rory O'Brien still in second, trying to chase him down is Cameron Mason. And Mason goes down in the far corner. Moving up in that third place spot is Chiri Chaninani. And the group spread. And a fall on the far side that looked to be Andrew Lenkong. There was one lap to go, and here comes Justin Liu up to the finish. The rest of the group still racing, not quite sure where they're placed. It should be Rory O'Brien finishing in second. In third, Chirig Chandnani. And had two falls out of this group. As fourth goes to Cameron Mason, who was trying to battle for that second place spot.
109C, Junior D, midget boys, 777 meter. 205.
Now the third heat for the Junior D boys. We've got Carl Tatelli, Aaron Liu, Alex Wood, Alexander Lim, and Mitchell Wilson. Just waiting for the ice crew to finish up. Looks like we're skipping the first ice cut, try to make up a little time that we fell behind on during warm-ups. So I think we're going to press on through all of the heats right now in the D groups. We'll have the D ladies, then we'll move on to the E boys and girls before going to F, and then finally the novice groups, and then I believe we'll take our first ice cut before we do the finals. And this third heat for the junior D boys initially got away clean, but a fall before the apex block in the first corner from Alexander Lim must have gotten bumped, otherwise they would not have called the race back. Did not see exactly what happened there. Maybe the camera caught it. Let's see if they can get through the first corner. And the race is on as Carl Tatelli is leading the way. Making a move up the inside was Alex Wood. He wants to try to get up in that second place spot. Looked to be Aaron Liu holding him off. So it's Tatelli, Liu, in that third place spot is going to be Alexander Lim. Three staying pretty close together compared to the other two heats we've had so far. Again, only the top spot and moving on. Everybody else getting seated on time. Tatelli trying to pull as far away as possible, and he's putting ground between himself and Aaron Liu. Trying to push that pain barrier just a little bit farther, try to give himself that gap that he needs. With one lap to go, Tatelli with about a blue line to blue line lead should be able to keep that. Liu trying to hold off Wood. And we'll have to see if Liu moves on into the B final on time. Wood finishing in third. And coming around is Wilson and Wood. It'll be Alex Wood finishing in fourth. Just waiting on Mitchell Wilson. Now on to the fourth heat for the Junior D boys. We've got Jing Kai Yen, Xavier Lawrence, Gabriel Hasselback, Clive Wright, and Jack Housen.
Gabriel Hasselback, 243, Clive Wright, 84, Jack Housen.
And only the fourth out of 5 heats so far for the Junior D boys. And only the top finisher moving on to the A final. As we've got quite a large group of Junior D boys this weekend. Might be the largest group in the whole event this weekend. Now this fourth heat underway as they're able to get through the first corner. It's Jing Kai Yen, followed by Xavier Lawrence. Looked like either Housen or Hasselback in that third place spot, and it is Hasselback. It was Jing Kai and Xavier out in front. Xavier not letting Jing Kai get too far away. Again, only the top spot moves on to the A final. And Lawrence just sticking to him like a shadow. Jinkai finally able to gain some ground between himself and Xavier Lawrence, as they've got 2 laps to go as they're coming around to lap the field. Jinkai looking free to fly with a lap and a half to go. Xavier going to try to get in with a quick time, move on into the B final. 1 lap to go for the leader as he finishes lapping the group as he got past Gabriel Hasselback. Jinkai at the finish. And here comes Lawrence. 3 skaters still on the track. Time does matter here, folks, if you want to try to move into one of those higher point finals. Cross in 3rd, Gabriel Hasselback, and a dig for the line, and it looked to be Clive Wright just edging out Jack Housen. And now for the final Junior D-Boys 777 heat. We've got Matthew Freitag, Nicholas Klutowski, Jack Vandenberg, Justin Liu, and Jimmy Kang. Well, after this, we'll have the Junior D ladies, and we'll go down to the 500s for the Junior E boys and girls. A little bit of judge deliberation over at the officials box. Not sure what they would be reviewing out of that last race. It looked to be pretty clear cut the whole way around. And they release the skaters from the line, trying to keep their legs warm. This could be a long deliberation. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Would love to have a microphone over by that box right about now. And skaters back to the line. Looks like everything's set to go. Again, final spot for the A final, up for grabs for the top finisher. If everyone else can put in a quick time, they can make their case for the B and C finals. And a false start. Actually, maybe it's a empty starter's pistol. As I said, this is a starters clinic as well as they're trying to certify more starters. And jumping out into the early lead, that looks to be Justin Liu. Tight pack. They come around into that second place spot is Matthew Freitag. He goes around on the inside on Liu into that first place spot. And taking the wide line, Jack Vandenberg. Almost a stumble on the far straightaway. But our leading group of two with Matthew Freitag. I believe that was Nicholas Skutowski, who just went around on the inside. And it is Skutowski, so it's Skutowski, Freitag. Right now in no man's land in third is Jack Vandenberg. In fourth is Justin Liu. And in fifth is Jimmy Kang. Skutowski settling into his rhythm. Just knows he needs to finish in the top spot. 1 lap to go. Freitag still trying to chase down the gap, and he gets the inside line. Skutowski had to take the wide line. Freitag almost got around on the inside as they were lapping a skater from the back of the group. But it'll still be Skutowski as the top finisher. Freitag hoping to get through on time. But a good move by Freitag, having the mind, trying to go around on the inside when lapping that skater in the back of the group. Almost cost Skutowski his top spot. He was able to put on the gas and get through across the line in first. And now for the Junior D ladies, 1 heat, all moving on to the A finals. We've got Carolyn Anderson, Charisse Gratton, Sarah Murray, and Louisiana Stahl. And we'll be taking our first resurface. After this event, we'll come back and run the Junior E, Junior F, and the novice events. We'll see if they do. They most likely won't do a cut before we do the Heartland finals. But that should be about a 15-minute break after we get through with this race. And all the girls out of this heat will move on to the A final. Again, trying to get that racing experience. Jumping out to the early lead is Charisse Gratton. Believe that was Sarah Murray in second. Sitting in third right now is Louisiana Stahl, and in fourth, Carolyn Anderson. Gratton is trying to take a flyer off the front. Murray trying to hold that second place spot, trying to feel the skaters coming up on the inside. Able to slam the door shut just at the entry of that corner. Going to have to try to keep that line tight through the straightaway, as it looked like Stahl wants to try to set up that pass on the inside as she tries to go through again, and just able to get through on Murray. It's Stahl, Murray, Anderson as your 2 through 4, and Anderson with a move up on the inside on Murray. Anderson looking to try to get around Stahl, and when she makes the pass go through on the exit of the corner. And Gratton still off the front with a full straightaway lead with 1 lap to go. Anderson won't be able to catch her, but some good passing moves and a stumble on the far side by Stahl. Goes around backwards, keeps her feet. Shades of Evan Flaherty, I tell ya. Well, wasn't that spectacular? Like I said, folks, we're going to take an ice cut here. We will be back after the resurface break. And we'll kick things off when we come back with the Junior E-Boys 500 meters. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get back underway. Starting with the Junior E-Boys, 500 meters. We've got 4 heats to run for the boys. We've got Zubin Kumar, David Chun, Jeffrey Liu, Daniel O'Brien, and Anakin Morelli. And the first Junior E-Boys 500 is underway. Jumping out to the early lead is Zubin Kumar. In that second place spot looked to be David Chun, taking the top finisher and the next fastest to move on to the A final. Again, we've got 4 heats running. Everyone skates a final. In third right now is Jeffrey Liu. In fourth is Daniel O'Brien. And in fifth is Anakin Morelli. But Zubin Kumar off the front, looking comfortable. He's almost got a half-lap lead over David Chun in second. 1 lap to go for the leader. Field spread apart. Again, getting in quickly here does matter as the final A spot will be selected on time. Is going to be the fastest second-place finisher out of these 4 heats. Have to see if David Chun was able to get in with a quick enough time. It's tough to do it when you're in that first heat, but this is a 500 meters, so they're going to typically sprint it all the way out anyway. We had seen some of the earlier events. The early final took it out slow, and the second group went out a lot faster. So we'll have to see who moves on with that time. In the second group, we have Julius Kazanecki, Ivan Roldan-Levchenko, I remember him from last year, Jeremy Sapola, Brennan Graff, and Owen Rogers. And we have a false start out of the second Junior E-Boys group. Again, that is charged to the entire group. Next false start will result in being penalized and removed. But able to stay still on the line and get away cleanly. Jumping out to the early lead was Levchenko, but the pass coming around the outside. I think that was either Graff or Kazanecki. It was tough to see the helmet cover. Get a good look here. So that was Julius Kazanecki moving up into first. In second right now is Levchenko. Levchenko not wanting to let Kazanecki get too far away. Wants to try to get in with that quick time to also advance to that A final. And Levchenko's chasing down Kazanecki. 1 lap to go. Does Levchenko have enough distance left? And it looks like he won't. Had to take the wide line. He was lapping one of the skaters in the back of the pack. So it's going to be Kazanecki 1. Levchenko second. He'll have to see if he moves on time. Looks like finishing in third was Brennan Graff. In fourth, Jeremy Sapola. In fifth, it'll be Owen Rogers as he's taking his final lap right here. In the third heat for the Junior E-Boys 500 meter, we've got Hanson Peck, Benjamin Horn, Sean Shui, Christopher Monahan, and Julian Kim. Not sure if Shui is correct for Sean, but we'll roll with it until we're told otherwise. A long hold on the line from the starter. It looked like somebody's skate was moving, and they call him back. I think they're going to say it was a false start, as you have the second starter watching the line. So this is a false start charge to the group as they reset for a second try. And it looks like they get away clean. Sean Shui out to the early lead, followed closely by Hanson Peck. And Peck with a stumble, able to keep his feet through the far corner. Lost a little bit of ground on Shui. In third is Benjamin Horn as he's going to try to close down the gap. Working his way back up is Peck. Peck going for the pass on the inside and slamming the door shut was Shui. But Peck able to get through on the exit of the corner. Peck coming back from a stumble with a great move up the inside. 1 lap to go as these two are going to duel it out for that a final qualifying spot, and Peck starting to pull away from Shui. Peck looked like he almost was out of it with a stumble in that far corner, and he ends up finishing in first. Shui with a quick time, though. He might be the one moving on into the A final. We'll just have to wait and see. We've got one more to go, and that's for the officials and the timers to figure out who moves on. Now for the final Junior E-Boys 500-meter heat, we've got Aiden Taylor, Lucas Koo, Ethan Lamb, and Peter Grossclose. And the final heat for the Junior E-Boys is underway. Taking the top spot is Aiden Taylor, followed closely by Peter Grossclose. That looks to be Lucas Koo in that third place spot. 3 laps to go as Taylor's trying to pull away, but not letting him get too far away is Grosclose. Grosclose taking the tighter lines through the straightaway on the exit of the corner. He's closing the gap down on the Canadian. Should be 1 lap to go when they hit the line. Again, another wide line from Taylor. Let Grosclose get right back in there. Grosclose looks like he's going to set up a move for the final corner. And Aiden Taylor able just to slam the door shut on the inside. So it's going to be Taylor Grosclose as your 1-2 with Lucas Koo in third, Ethan Lamb in fourth. And we'll just have to see who advances through on time.
112A, Junior E, Pony Girls, 500 meter.
Now on to the Junior E Girls 500 meter. Got 3 heats running, taking the top finisher in the next 2 fastest to move on into the A final. We've got Cindy Jang, Emma Lippa, Cassie Clark, Kira Lamb, and Morgan Tara. And only the top spot guaranteed to move on to that A final for a shot at maximum points. And we got 2 penalties coming out of that last group. So Aiden Taylor penalized for impeding and going off track. So that'll move Grosclose into the A final.
And 95 DNF did not finish.
Now it looks like the referees are finally ready to go. And so far, a clean start from the Junior E ladies. Jumping out into the early lead is Cindy Jang. In that second place spot, looks to be Cassie Clark. Had a fall in the near side corner going down. Appeared to be Morgan Tara able to get up and skate away. Again, the top finisher in the next 2 fastest will move on. And right now, Cindy Jang with a half-lap lead over second, which is Cassie Clark. Clark comfortably ahead, though, of Lamb and Lippa. Lippa trying to set up a move on the outside. through the far corner. They go side by side through the straightaway, trying to take the long, wide line, hold on to speed, and Lipa able to set up the pass around the outside. And Jang already having finished in first. In second there you saw Cassie Clark. In third, Emma Lipa in fourth. Kira Lamb. And just waiting on Morgan Tara as she crosses the line in fifth.
112B, Junior E, Pony Girls, 500 meter. 52, Grace Chun, 188, Selena Sue, 201.
Now we move on to the second heat for the Junior E girls. We've got Grace Chun, Selena Sue, Stella Summerfield, Audrey Lenkong, and Violet Nelson. And top finisher, only guaranteed spot to move on to the A final, taking the next two fastest. That could be a second and a third if you're running in a fast heat. Well, the girls need to be mindful that they could move on to a higher points final. And they're off and clean into the corner. It's Grace Chun taking the early lead. In behind her is Selena Sue in third. Audrey Lenkong in fourth. Violet Nelson. So Chun and Sue are going to battle it out here for the 1-2 spot. Coming around, they should have 2 laps to go when they hit the red line. And still tightly together. Chun trying to pull away from Sue. Sue not letting her get too far. It's going to be 1 lap to go. Chun just trying to hold on to that guaranteed spot. Looks like Sue will be in with a quick time as she makes her case to try to qualify into the A final. And it's going to be Chun followed by Sue. Finishing in third was Audrey Lenkong. And in fourth, Violet Nelson. Looks like Stella Summerfield did not start.
112C,
And now the final heat for the Junior E girls. We've got Salome Lokesh, Michelle Yee, Zeta Grekowski, and Sydney Wong. And last guaranteed spot up for grabs. You can make this a fast heat. You could move 2 ladies on into the final. They get off the line and through the first corner clean. Coming up around the outside into the first position was Salome Lokesh. In second is Michelle Yee. It looks like Sydney Wong went down at the exit of that corner. It's going to be a battle between Lokesh and Yee. Yee trying to find a way to get around Lokesh, looking to try to set up that inside line. 2 laps to go. Lokesh not having any of it, blocking that inside line. Yee's going to have to try to set up something to go outside. 1 lap to go. And here comes Yee taking the wide line, maybe going to go tight through the corner. Trying to go on the inside and gets tripped up, goes down. Salome Lokesh going to finish in first. And it looks like it's going to be Gretzkowski finishing in third. It's Gretzkowski finishing in third. Michelle Yee managing to get fourth. And now we're just waiting on Sydney Wong. Now we move on to the Junior F age group, starting with the boys 333 meter. This is going to be a 3-lap race with 2 heats. Taking the top finish from the next 3 fastest to move to the A final. We've got Benjamin Sullivan, Arya Chenani, Kale Diverty, Casey Kang, and Alan Wu. Again, running 2 heats, top finisher, next 3 fastest move on to the A final. Rest being divided on time through the B and C finals. Yeah, after we get through the F division, we'll be running the novice groups. Jumping out the early lead is Benjamin Sullivan in second. That looks to be Arya Chandnani. Benjamin Sullivan comfortably in front, but Chandnani not letting him get that far ahead, and he wants to move on to that A final, and he might very well do it. He's going to have a quick time here. 1 lap to go for the leaders. Looks like we had another did not start. In third right now is Kale Diverty. In fourth is Casey Kang. It will be Sullivan who crosses the line first. Chandnani second. Could have a quick time to move on. And you didn't see it on camera, but Kale Diverty almost took a tumble after the finish line. Able to keep his feet. Would have been a very, very wet fall as he was standing in the corner. Now the second heat for the Junior F boys. We've got Aiden Liu, Samir Ouchchick, Hudson Peck, and Joshua Tara. And they're off and jumping out to the early lead. It's Ouchchick going for the pass up the inside, though. That looked to be the figure of Aiden Liu. It is Liu in the lead. Ouchchick in second. In third, believe that was Hudson. Looked like we might have the wrong helmet cover. 1 lap to go. Both skaters go down in the far corner. Here comes Liu to the finish, guaranteeing his spot in the A final. With Joshua Tara moving on. I believe that's Hudson Peck, but it looks like he's got the wrong helmet cover on. Might have gotten it mixed up with one of his siblings. I believe there was another Peck on the sheet. Now we move on to the Junior F ladies. 333-meter heats. We've got 2 heats running, taking the top finisher the next 3 fastest to move on to the A final. We've got Serena Sheen, Ariel Chun, Sophia Coons, Addison Hartman, and Olympia Kazaneka. And the Junior F ladies underway, jumping out into the early lead. It's Serena Sheen in second. Ariel Chun. 2 laps to go. 1 skater goes down. 2 skaters go down. That was Kazaneka in the straightaway. Moving up in that 3rd place spot was Addison Hartman. 1 lap to go for Sheen in the lead. Ariel Chun tried to close down the gap, and down goes Sheen. Ariel Chun's going to move in that top spot. Sheen needs to get back on her feet as she gets passed by Addison Hartman. So finishing first was Ariel Chun, and Addison Hartman able to get second, and Serena Sheen, who looked like she was free to fly, fell on the second to last corner. That'll do it for the first heat. Moving on to the second heat for the Junior F girls. We've got Lauren Lee, Isla Mason, Avery Dunham, and Azria Morelli. Almost done with the first set of heats before we run the day's first final. And once we run through all the finals, we'll take our long lunch break. Second heat underway for the Junior F girls. Jumping out the early lead, it's Lauren Lee. In second is Isla Mason. In third, Avery Dunham. In fourth, Azria Morelli. 2 laps to go as Lee has a comfortable lead off the front, putting her hand down just to catch her balance through the corner. Lee not slowing down, even though she's well in qualifying position. Almost sat too far back on her heels, able to keep her balance. She's coming around to the finish line. It looks like Isla Mason will finish in second, waiting on third and fourth. As Avery Dunham trying to hold off Azria Morelli, and she will at the line. As that'll do it for the Junior F girls. Now we move on to the novice boys. This is the 6 and under age division, as they're going to be running a 3-3-3 one heat. This is going to be Hayden Peck, Ethan Lynn, Cameron Tara, Milo Ventura, Lucas Wu, Jonathan Wu. Looks like we have 2 Jonathan Wus. How about that coincidence? And this is the youngest group for the weekend. All will advance to the A final, but getting them as much racing experience as possible. It looks like it's going to be Lucas Wu and Ethan Lynn as your 1-2. Still Lucas Wu in the lead, Ethan Lynn in second, in third, Hayden Peck in fourth. One of the Jonathan Wus. 1 lap to go for the leader. Not quite even sure where the lead of the pack is right now. I believe that's your leader crossing the finish line. That would be Lucas Wu. Finishing in second, Hayden Peck in third by the look of it. I got all crossed up there, folks. It's hard to tell who was where. Again, all of them will advance through. And, of course, the novice group getting the biggest cheers on the day. They have always been a crowd favorite. Now we have the novice girls 6 and under with Bryn Diverty, Madeline Coons, and Veronica Sullivan.
Number 58, Bryn Diverty, 96, Madeline Coons, 200, Veronica Sullivan.
And after this, we should get started with the finals unless we do another ice cut. Schedule got ice cut got a little delayed on the first set, so we're slightly off the original race schedule. So we'll see what happens after this. They might want to have fresh ice out for the faster divisions. We've got one non-start. And this is going to be another 3-lap race. Both will advance through into the A final. And they're off. This is going to be Madeline Coons taking the early lead with Bryn DeVerde in second. This very well could be their first meet ever. And Madeline Coons going down in the corner. Looked like she was able to avoid the water, able to get back on her feet, and goes down again avoiding the water, trying to avoid needing to break out the hairdryer, getting passed on the inside by Bryn DeVerde. Madeline Coons with some ground to make up, and there goes DeVerde down as it's back to Coons in the lead. One lap to go for the leader, Madeline Coons. Going to try to stay on her feet through this lap. Apparently, ice conditions deteriorating. You can tell by the blazing speed as both of them went down. I think we will be taking a resurface break. And Madeline Coons going down again. That one looks like you're going to have to bust out the hairdryer. She goes through the water. Able to get back on her feet. Almost stumbles again. But she's got the finish line in sight as she will win the heat. And shaking out the hands, that's got to be a cold, cold bath. And finishing here was Bryn DeVerde. And it looks like we're going to do another ice cut before we get into the final, so we have the best ice conditions possible. As you can see, they had deteriorated greatly in that short stint as we had multiple falls in that last race. And if you can't pick up on the sarcasm, folks, I can't really help you on that one. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get underway with our first set of finals. Starting off with the Heartland A 777s. We've got Chi-Wan Zhang, Sean Kim, Richard Alec Englund, Alex Glutovsky, Matthew Crovella, and Andrew Kim. Top points for the Heartland up for grabs. Again, these points carry over into the other Heartland series, and then they will finally be totaled up at the end of the season. Got 5 Heartland meets this year. And they're off, and jumping out the early lead from the wide line was Matthew Crovella. And taking out the final much faster. Pass came around on the outside. As jumping into the lead was Andrew Kim. Pass coming on the inside. I believe that was Glutovsky able to get through into that second place spot. But it's Kim moving up on the inside was Zhang. But Zhang, Kim, Glutovsky. I believe that's Englund in that 4th spot. And Crovella in that 5th spot. Kim, your leader. Zhang in 2nd. Glutovsky. It's Englund moving up in that 3rd place spot. As they're looking to try to get around. We've got a duel here. Zhang trying to go for the inside pass. Kim trying to hold him off. He could not slam the door shut fast enough. 1 lap to go. Kim going to look to try to set up a pass for the final corner, taking the wider line through the straightaway. See if he tries to slingshot for the line, but it looks like it's going to be Zhang, Kim, Englund as your 1, 2, 3. And we had a did not start in that group.
201B, Heartland Open Men, 777. 131, Henry Middlebrook. 72, Matt Grodensky. 57, Clayton DiClemente. 83, Raphael Howell.
In the B final,
George Wheelock.
we've got Henry Middlebrook, Matan Grodensky, Clayton DiClemente, Raphael Howe, and George Wheelock. And Sean Kim, not a non-start in that A final.
Yes, did not start.
And a false start from the B final. Not as many points up for grabs, but they will accumulate throughout the season. So these B finals and C finals do still matter. And with the A final, we saw the difference between heats and finals as they went full sprint from the start like it was a 500. And off the line in the lead was DiClemente. I believe that was Grodensky up into 2nd.
Followed by 83, Howell.
So that was Howell in 2nd. And Howell goes down and able to sidestep around. That looked to be Henry Middlebrook. But DiClemente comfortable in the lead. Middlebrook trying to chase him down to make the junction. Grodensky and Wheelock in the 3-4 spots. And Middlebrook able to make the junction with DiClemente. See if he just tries to sit on him and wait here for the final 2 laps. Middlebrook scrubbing off a little bit of speed. Getting right up on the tail of D. Clement. 1 lap to go. And Middlebrook going to try to slot through on the inside. Does not go through. Needs to try to set up the pass for the exit of the corner. Going to try to go on the inside again. But D. Clement able to hold him off. It's going to be D. Clement, Middlebrook. Finishing in 3rd was Grodensky. And in 4th, George Wheelock. Just waiting now for Raphael Howell, who had the spill. And now we go to the Heartland Ladies 777A final. We've got Haley Choi, Shreya Arun, Stephanie Velez, Una Wilhoit, Catherine Vandegrift, and Renee Miller.
223, Catherine Vandegrift. 132, Renee Miller.
Six ladies on the line. Going to be an all-out sprint if it's anything like the men's A and B final. I'd say Haley Choi is probably the favorite in this, but don't count out Shreya Arun. She can be feisty and claw her way back. Skater's taking a little while to get set. And it's going to be Haley Choi Jim in the early lead. Sliding in that 2nd spot was Una Wilhoit. Looked like Stephanie Velez in that 3rd spot and Shreya Arun in 4th. Haley Choi trying to pull a gap on the entire group. Get out in front, stay safe. Shreya Arun trying to look to get around Stephanie Velez and improve her positioning. We've got the group of 3. And there goes Arun with the pass on the inside. And then there was a pass on the outside from Velez. Arun then able to go on the inside of Velez into 2nd position. Haley Choi a full straightaway lead. Shreya Arun going to try to chase her down. Might be too much ground with not enough distance left to go. But Shreya Arun now putting a gap on Velez. Velez going to have to hold off Una Wilhoit for that 3rd place spot. 1 lap to go. Haley Choi just needing to get into the line safely. Same for Shreya Arun. She'll be in 2nd. Stephanie Velez and Una Wilhoit battling it out for that 3rd place spot. And it looks like it's going to be Stephanie Velez that takes it at the line, as Wilhoit finishes in 3rd, and then too close to call between Vandegrift and Miller for that 5th place spot. And we've got the B final for the ladies with Claire Liu, Maura Zimmer, Sharon Lokesh, Cece Long, and Carly Elliott.
CC Long, 62, Carly Elliott.
And Shreya Arun gets penalized for impeding. So that'll jump Stephanie Velez up into 2nd and Una Wilhoit into 3rd. Arun getting no points out of the A final, and that's going to hurt a little bit. I'm not sure where exactly the penalty took place. It must have been when she was trying to get around the rest of the pack when she was coming up from 4th and got into 2nd. Tough luck for Arun, but when you draw a penalty, that's what's going to happen. You still have to skate smart. And it wasn't an overly aggressive race either. We've seen that in the past where skaters have done a little too much while in qualifying position in the semifinal. And the B final for the Heartland ladies gets away clean. It's clearly you out into the early lead. Zimmer in the second place spot. In third looks to be Carly Elliott. In fourth, Sharon Lokesh, and in fifth, CeCe Long. We got a pack of four. Still Zimmer in that top spot. Lokesh moving up into the third place spot. And Zimmer trying to block off Lokesh. Lokesh just hanging on the back of Zimmer, waiting for the chance to pounce. As Zimmer takes the wide line, we have our bunch of four. As Long's able to make the junction. And there goes the move on the inside from Lokesh. And does not get around as Zimmer slams the door shut. 1 lap to go. See if Lokesh lost too much speed. And Zimmer having a bit of stumble, has to stand up, scrub off some speed. We got 4 coming into this final corner. And see if Lokesh goes for the inside, and it's just too close to call between Lokesh and Zimmer. And we'll have to see if the officials rule any impeding for that second and third place spot. It looks like they are having a little bit of discussion at center ice. So there may be another penalty coming out of the B final.
100. Kristen Ledegaard, 77, Vera Hansen, 46, Nathaniel Casson, 112, Kenneth Lee, 65, Clyde Gill.
Next up is the Junior AB Men combined 777A final. We've got Joseph Hatcham, Christian Ladegaard, Hira Hansen, Nathaniel Casson, Kenneth Lim, and Clyde Gill. Lost my monitoring here, folks. Trying to get us back, make sure that we're still on air. Right now, I can't see the chat function. Jumping out to the early lead is Joseph Hatcham. Looks to be Christian Ladegaard in that second place spot. In third, Hira Hansen. In fourth, Nathaniel Casson. Casson trying to move up on the inside, able to slot through on Hansen in that third place spot. And the leading group trying to push Hansen off the back. And here comes a move as taking a wide line was Casson. But Casson not able to do much with it. Taking a wide line again. Pulling a lot of speed through the corner. He's trying to go from third to first. Got the 2 skaters from United Capital Blades in front. Casson able to slam that pass through. Able to get around again on the outside ahead of Ladegaard. So that was Joseph Hatcham. So it's Casson and Hatcham as your 1-2. Ladegaard in third. 1 lap to go. See if Ladegaard can try and get around Hatcham in this final corner as here they come. Sorry about that, folks. Forgot to take the heat sheet off the screen while trying to get my monitoring computer back up and running.
2032 is going to be race 203B.
Next up, we have the B final for the junior AB men combined. We've got Jacob Stainbrook, Isaac Turkstra, and Gavin Hall.
And this is 203, race 2 or race B.
And they're underway, jumping out into the early lead is Stainbrook.
220.
Turkstra in second and Hall in third. And this is the B final. Stainbrook comfortably in the lead, as he's got a straightaway gap on Turkstra. Turkstra with a gap on Hall. As long as Stainbrook keeps his footing, he'll coast in with the top points in the B final. One lap to go for Stainbrook. As Stainbrook's coming up to the finish, not a whole lot of drama, as Stainbrook led it from the beginning. And Stainbrook still with the best flow on the weekend so far. Turkstra finishing in second. Here comes Gavin Hall for third. Now for the Junior B ladies, 777A final. We've got Ava Fradlin Ryan, Samantha Leventis, and Sarah Crovella. And a false start out of the Junior B ladies, as they circle around, come back to the line. And they're off, as it's Fradlin Ryan jumping out in the early lead. In second is Samantha Leventis. In third is Sarah Crovella. And Fradlin Ryan's going to push the issue early on, try to put a gap over the field. Get out in front, stay safe, get comfortable. Leventis with a little bit of a gap on Crovella. See if Crovella can try to shut that down as we progress further and further into this A final. Fradlin Ryan with a straightaway lead over Leventis. And Leventis pulling away from Crovella. Rowella's going to need to reel her back in. She wants to try to finish in that second place spot in the final. And 1 lap to go for the leader, Fradlin Ryan. She's got a half lap lead now on Leventis. Leventis with a straightaway lead on Sarah Crovella. And Fradlin Ryan finished up. Just waiting on Leventis in second. Going to be Crovella in third. Not a whole lot of drama. Now we move on to the Junior C men 777-meter final. This is the A final with Mark Gonzalez, Julian Kyle McCurrig, Sungmin Kwan, Gannon Graff, Noah Troutt, and Tyler McGillen. Six skaters on the line. This is going to be a chaotic final. Could be a battle for first. Could end up being a battle for second, but should be a good grouping here. And off the start, it's going to be Mark Gonzalez taking the early lead. Sliding to second is Sungmin Kwan. In third, that looked to be Julian Kyle McCurrig. Looked to be Gannon Graff in that fourth place spot, trying to catch back up with that leading group of three. Still Gonzalez, Kwan, and McCurrig as your 1, 2, 3. Now here comes Kwan, skating wide, making the outside pass go through. Kwan now trying to get off the front of Gonzalez and McCurrig. Still time to chase him down, but McCurrig's going to have to get around Gonzalez first. Gonzalez putting a bit of a gap on McCurrig. And Kwan locking in that blue line to blue line lead on Gonzalez. 1 lap to go as Kwan's comfortable out in front. Gonzalez should be able to get in second, as McCurrig is just not going to have enough distance left to try to make up the gap between him and Gonzalez. So they'll finish 1, 2, 3. Here comes our fourth place finisher. I believe that will be Gannon Graff, followed by Noah Troutt, and then finally by Tyler McGillen. Next is the Junior C Men B final with Sean Lippa, Ryan Shane, Ethan Turkstra, Owen Byrne, Alessandro Topa, and Ryan Hack.
207, Alessandro Topa. 75, Ryan Hack.
After the men's B final, we'll have the Junior C women's A final. Still points up for grabs in this B final for the Junior C men. Taking the early lead, it's going to be Sean Lippa in that second spot. Owen Byrne, and passing up on the inside, that looked to be Ryan Hack. believe they're saying Owen Byrne, but I believe that's Ryan Hack. So it should be Hack, Sean Lippa, and down goes, not sure who that was. I think that was Ryan Shane. Still Ryan Hack in the lead. In second is Sean Lippa. Trying to chase down the gap is Ethan Turkstraw. And Sean Lippa need to be worried. He's got somebody coming up behind him. As making the junction was Alessandro Topa. Topa going to try to get around in that second place spot. 1 lap to go. Comfortably in the lead is Ryan Hack. But this is a battle here for second place as they go too wide through the corner. Taking that wide line is Topa. Topa trying to come around on the inside for the line and blocked off as it looked to be Sean Lippa who holds on. It'll be Alessandro Topa in third. In fourth should be Ethan Turkstra. And in fifth, Owen Byrne. And Ryan Shane finishing up here with, I believe he's got 1 more lap to go. Next we have the Junior C Ladies 777 Finals. We're going to have Cuban O, Catherine Liu, Kayla Gonzalez, Haley Murray, Sarah Salvucci, and Emily Wood in this A final. Yeah, and 6 skaters on the line in what isn't an Olympic distance, but is a sprint distance nonetheless. I think we're going to see Cuban O and Catherine Liu duel it out in this A final. And jumping out into the early lead, it's Haley Murray. Murray putting pressure on early as Catherine Liu forced to chase.
134, Liu in second place.
It's Liu in second. In third is Cuban O.
149, O in third place.
Oh, not panicking, just moving her way up into that third place spot. Nice and tight with the 2 leaders. Sitting in fourth right now, it's Kayla Gonzalez. And pass going through on the inside as Catherine Liu takes over the leading spot. Oh, looking to try to get around Murray. Doesn't want to let Liu get too far off the front. But Liu's gaining ground. And, oh, trying to make that pass go through on the inside. Barely slips in before the entry of the corner. She's got to chase down Liu. She might have let her get a little too far away. 1 lap to go. Oh, trying to make the junction with Liu. Gets it in the second to last corner. Taking the wide line on the straightaway. It's going to have to come in the final corner. And she's going to try to go inside and went well inside the finish line. She might not even get credit for finishing there. It looks like she went inside the point. It's difficult to see from up here, but there is a distinct point inside the 2 face-off dots on this side of the rink. So Cuban may had just left too much to cover in the end, and she might get penalized for that, just looking from what I could see from up here. Now we move on to the B final for the Junior C ladies with Mina Rose, Penelope Romanelli, and Isabel Crovella. And Cuban O with a DNF. She cut too far inside of the finish line as she was trying to get around Catherine Liu. Catherine Liu, textbook race, was able to push enough advantage early enough, had to force Cuban O to make a desperate move coming out of the final corner and just went too far inside. And their off is going to be Penelope Romanelli passing up on the inside. That was Mina Rose up in that second place spot, and it's Isabella Crovella in third. Penelope Romanelli trying to get away from Mina Rose. Again, this is the Junior C Ladies B final. The three skaters coming back together as Romanelli was not able to break away from Rose or Crovella. The pass coming on the inside, and a little bit of a stumble. Crovella goes around on the inside on Rose. Romanelli able to put a little bit of a gap. Romanelli trying to outrun Isabel Crovella. Crovella trying to reel in that gap with 1 lap to go. Doesn't have a whole lot of time. Has about a meter to make up. Able to hold the tight line. He's going to have to set up a pass in this final corner. See if he tries to go for an inside move. And slamming the door was Penelope Romanelli to hold on to that top spot. Isabel Crovella in second, and Mina Rose finishing in third. Now we move on to the Master Men and Women combined 777A final. We've got Tim Van Fleet, Joseph Balbo. I've got a typo on the sheet. Henry Withers, Nicole Zayats, and Jen Cola. We're going to do a quick ice cut after this master final. And we'll try to get through the rest of the finals, and then we will take our long break of the day for lunch before we get into the second distances. Off the line is going to be Tim Van Fleet leading the way. In second, Joseph Balbo. In third is Henry Withers. In fourth, Nicole Zayats. In fifth, Jen Kola. Van Fleet going to try to get away from Balbo and Withers. Withers looking to get around Balbo. As he takes the wide line on the far side, taking it wide through the corner and through the straightaway. Balbo not going to surrender quietly, but Withers finally able to get it around on the outside. Balbo trying to hang on to Withers. Withers pulling away. Tim Van Fleet comfortably out in the lead. They've got 2 laps to go. Balbo not giving up on catching Withers just yet. 1 lap to go for Van Fleet. Withers just needing to stay on his feet. Balbo wanting to reel him in, but just not enough distance. As Withers crosses in second, Balbo in third, Zayats in fourth, and here comes Kola. All right, we're going to take a quick ice cut. We'll complete the finals when we get the first set of finals when we come back, and then we'll take our long break for the day and move on to the second distance. So we'll be back shortly. Don't forget to check out the Heartland racing schedule info down in the description, and if you have any questions, any desire to maybe give speed skating a try, we have a lot of club info down in the description as well. We've got clubs from the Central America area. We've got the Eastern area. Not so much way out west on here. It's a little bit far for them to make the journey out this weekend. But we do have a lot of clubs spread across from Illinois to New York, if you have so interest. And welcome back, folks. We're just about to get back underway with our finals. We're going to be starting with the Junior D Men 777A final. We've got Justin Liu, Jin Kai-yen, Christian Kim, Carl Tatelli, and Nicholas Grotowski. A pretty stacked A final. So this should be very interesting, very exciting to watch.
209A Junior D Midget Boys 777 meter A final.
And they're off. It's going to be Justin Liu out in front, followed by Jin Kai-yen. This group bunched up together.
121
There's Liu, Jin Kai, and Christian Kim battling out in the top 3 spots. It's like Jin Kai trying to push through on the inside. Needs to watch the pass from Christian Kim going on the outside. The pace really picking up as these Junior D boys can really fly. And pushing the issue is Justin Liu in second. Christian Kim, Jin Kai-yen, and Xavier Lawrence trying to push back onto the leading 2. It's a more shoulder-to-shoulder going on. Still Justin Liu holding off Christian Kim. Jin Kai caught out in no man's land in third. 1 lap to go. Justin Liu trying to hold off Christian Kim, putting a little bit of a gap in the second to last corner. Looks like Justin Liu will hold on to that first place spot as here comes Christian Kim in second, Jin Kai in third. Looks like it'll be Carl Tatelli in fourth and Nicholas Skutowski in fifth. That was quite a race.
209D Junior D Midget Boys 777 meter B final. 103 Xavier Lawrence. 116 Aaron Liu. 111 Alexander Lim.
Next up is the B final for the Junior D boys. We've got Xavier Lawrence, Aaron Liu, Alexander Lim, Matthew Freitag, and Pascual Morales. And they're off as Xavier Lawrence leading the way. Excuse me. Lawrence leading the way. In second is Alexander Lim. In third, Matthew Freitag. Pass coming up on the inside that looked to be Aaron Liu. As it is, he moved up into the third spot. In the fifth spot is Pascual Morales. Bunch coming back together as it's still Lawrence leading the way. And down goes Alexander Lim. Xavier Lawrence kicking on the afterburners, trying to break away from Aaron Liu. Lawrence with a sizable gap, but I wouldn't get too comfortable just yet. Still need to stay on his feet. He's going to lose a little bit of ground to Aaron Liu after having to get around Alexander Lim. 1 lap to go as Lawrence has about a 4-meter lead on Liu. Coming around the final corner, it's going to be Lawrence. It looks like Liu. And getting in there in third was Matthew Freitag. Finishing in fourth was Pascual Morales, and just waiting on Alexander Lim, who fell while battling in the top 3 spots.
209C
We'll see if the heads of state come together. I don't think anything really happened in that race with the fall of limb. Now the C final, we've got Rory O'Brien, Chirag Chandnani, Charlie Putnam, Alex Wood, and Gabriel Hasselback. Just waiting on the ice crew to get the block set. As they're now ready to go. Clean start, even though Alex Wood fell, no interference. It's Chandnani leading the way. In second is Rory O'Brien. In third, and down goes Chandnani. Rory O'Brien up in that top spot. Looked like Chandnani just caught a soft patch of ice that's over in the corner where the ice crew and the officials were repairing ice right after the resurface. Now it's Rory O'Brien in first, and second is Hasselback. In third, Charlie Putnam. And Rory O'Brien just free to fly off the front as Chandnani caught a bit of bad luck with a soft piece of ice. Two laps to go for the leader, Rory O'Brien, who's caught up to the back of Chandnani. One lap to go for our leader. It's still Hasselback in second and Putnam in third. And Putnam kicking the apex block, almost stepped on it. And that'll do it for the Junior D 777 finals for the boy. Or sorry, we have a D final. Oh, this is the large group, so we have a D and E final. Still got two more to go. This is the D final. We've got Jack Vandenberg, Clive Wright, Jack Housen, Sammy Hart Gorman, and Justin Liu. And they're off. Leading the way into the corner, it's Clive Wright. In second is Jack Vandenberg. And Wright just trying to get off the front as early as possible. Move coming on the inside, as moving him in the second place spot was Hart Gorman. And Gorman going around all the way into the first place spot. Hart Gorman leading the way. In second, Clive Wright. In third, Jack Vandenberg. In fourth, we've got Jack Housen. And in fifth, Justin Liu. And Hart Gorman comfortably off the front. And down goes the skater on the far side. That might have been Jack Vandenberg. It was Jack Vandenberg going down after stepping on the apex block by the look of it. One lap to go for our leader, Sammy Hart-Gorman. Another fall on the far side. Hart-Gorman at the finish. Looks like Clive Wright will finish in second. The two falls, the group getting a little mixed up. Finishing in third by the look of it was Justin Liu. And then Jack Vandenberg in fourth. And finally Jack Housen in fifth. Now for the E final with Cameron Mason, Jimmy Kang, Ishan Dixit, Andrew Lenkong, and Mitchell Wilson.
105, Andrew Lenkong, and 228, Mitchell Wilson. Last, 221, penalty, off track.
And Jack Vandenberg penalized for being off track in that D final. Oh, we had a little twitch from Cameron Mason on the inside, but no false start called. Cameron Mason leading the way. In second is Andrew Lenkong. Lenkong going to try to battle Mason for the lead. Slips, but able to hold his footing. He's got some ground to make up as it's a red line to blue line gap right now. Lenkong chasing down Mason. About a meter gap between them. Mason trying to kick again, trying to get Lenkong off his back. Had a pass up into third on the outside from Jimmy Kang. Lenkong losing ground on Mason. As Mason just willing himself further and further away. Right now in fourth is Ishan Dixit. Mason still trying to hold on and hold off Lenkong. Skater down in the near side corner. It was Ishan Dixon. 1 lap to go as Mason increasing his advantage over Lenkong. As he comes around the final corner, it will be Mason cross the line first. Lenkong will be in second. I think it'll be Jimmy Kang coming around in third. And Ishan Dixit trying to hang on to that fourth place spot with a dig for the line coming from Mitchell Wilson, but just a little too late for Wilson. That does it for the Junior D boys. Now for the Junior D girls 777A final with Sharice Gratton, Carolyn Anderson, Sarah Murray, and Louisiana Stahl. Jumping out to the early lead is Grattan. Closing the gap down in second was Anderson. In third looked to be Louisiana Stahl, and in fourth, Sarah Murray. Right now, Grattan trying to keep Anderson a couple meters behind her. Grattan comfortably in the lead, almost having a stumble going past the apex block. Anderson trying to claw back some ground, but just none is being given by Grattan. Field spread out quite far. There's one lap to go for Sharice Grattan in the lead. Carolyn Anderson still in second. Louisiana Stahl in third, and Sarah Murray in fourth. And it looks like they're going to finish in that order as Grattan crosses the line, Anderson across the line. Here comes Stahl and Murray. So I'll do it for the Junior D ladies. Next we have the Junior E boys for their 500-meter A final with Zubin Kumar, Peter Grosclose, Hanson Peck, Sean Shui, and Julius Kazanecki. 4 finals to run here for the Junior E boys. .500 meters, shortest distance for short track in the Olympics. Now look to be Peter Grosclose jumping out into the lead off the line. It's Grosclose followed by Kumar. And it looked like Hanson Peck in third. It looked like Julius Kazanecki moving around the outside up into fourth. He's taking a wide line. He wants to get around into one of the top 3 spots. You can really hear the fans going crazy. A stumble on the far corner. Not sure if that'll be off track. It's Hanson Peck in the lead, and Julius Kazanecki up into second. Kazanecki working from the back of the pack, able to get up to the front. 1 lap to go. Trying to hold him off is Hanson Peck. Kazanecki trying to get around, and someone trying to get around Kazanecki. Final corner as they come for the line. As it's going to be Peck, Kazanecki, I think Zubin Kumar. We'll have to see if there's a penalty as the heads of state gather at center ice, and I think there's going to be a penalty here as they're having a little bit of a discussion. Would have come in that far side corner. Not sure if they cut one of the blocks or if it was impeding. Next we have the Junior EB final for the boys with Ivan Roldan-Levchenko, Ethan Lamb, Benjamin Horn, David Chun, and Jeffrey Liu. And Hanson Peck penalized for impeding. So I believe Julius Kazanecki has won that A final. Oh, excuse me, for the Junior E boys. It looks like a false start caused by Ethan Lamb. Again, first false start is charged to the group. Second one will get you penalized and taken off the line, completely out of the race. And they're off, and it looks like entering the corner, it was Levchenko leading the way. In second is Ethan Lamb. Moving up to that third place spot, looked to be, I believe that was David Chun. To wait for him to come around again. It is Chun up into third. Right now in fourth is Jeffrey Liu, and down goes David Chun. Up into third is Jeffrey Liu. Ivan Levchenko still leading the way out in front, trying to hold off Ethan Lamb. 1 lap to go. Levchenko with a 5-meter lead as they go around the final corner. It will be Ivan Roldan Levchenko as your top finisher. Ethan Lamb finishing in second. Jeffrey Liu finishing in third. Benjamin Horn in fourth, and David Chun, after the fall, is going to be in fifth. Tough luck for David Chun.
Race 211C, Junior E, Pony Boy.
Next in the C final, we have Daniel O'Brien, Brennan Graff, Anakin Morelli, Julian Kim, and Christopher Monahan. Again, this is the C final. We've got one more final to go for the E-Boys. And they're off, and they're into the corner clean. Anakin Morelli leading the way, taking the wide line, though, leaving it open for Brennan Graff to get around. Brennan Graff had to regain his balance, but able to avoid sliding his heels from out under him. Graff and Morelli battling out for the top spot. O'Brien in the third spot. I think it was Julian Kim in fourth, with Christopher Monahan in fifth. And Morelli able to pull away from Graff. O'Brien caught up to Graff. 1 lap to go. Here goes O'Brien around the outside of Graff. And here comes Anakin Morelli around the corner. He's going to finish in the top spot. Daniel O'Brien able to make his way up into second position around Brennan Graff, who finishes in third, with Julian Kim finishing in fourth and Christopher Monahan in fifth.
211B, Junior E Pony Boys 500-meter D final. 180, Jeremy Cepuran. 165, Owen Rogers.
Now for the Junior ED final, we've got Jeremy Sapola, Owen Rogers, Aiden Taylor, and Lucas Koo. And getting closer to the end of our first session for today. We'll take an hour break after these finals for lunch. We'll cut the stream. We'll be back when racing comes back in the afternoon. And they're off. I think that was Aiden Taylor that jumped out into the lead. In second is Lucas Koo. In third, Jeremy Sapola. Aiden Taylor trying to get away from Koo. 3 laps to go. Taylor having no problem pushing his advantage over Koo. As they come around to 1 lap to go. And Aiden Taylor comfortably in the lead as he's get around this final corner, and he'll win the D final. Lucas Koo's going to come in second. Coming around now, Jeremy Sapola. And I think Owen Rogers is going to have 1 more lap to go. After this, we'll have the Junior E girls 500 meter finals. Here comes Owen Rogers at the finish.
Good job.
So now the Junior E girls A final for the 500 meter. We've got Grace Chun, Selena Sue, Cindy Jiang, Salome Lokesh, and Audrey Langkong.
Junior E Pony Girls 500 meter A final. 52 Grace Chun, 188 Selena Sue, 85 Cindy Jiang, 123 Salome Lokesh, and 107 Audrey Langkong.
And they're off as it looks like Grace Chun got off the line first. Selena Sue in second. Taking a wide line is Cindy Jiang. Jiang looking to get around Sue. Skater down behind. Looking to make up some ground is Salome Lokesh. Our pack of 4 battling it out. Still leading the way is Grace Chun. Trying to hold off the rest of the field. Good with the pass on the inside. They're on their final lap. Here comes the final corner. It's still Grace Chun in the lead, trying to hold off the remainder of the field. But it looks like it'll be Chun, Sue, Lokesh. Then Cindy Jiang is your 1, 2, 3.
Skater on the track.
Now for the B final
Junior E Pony Girls 500 meter
for the girls, we've got
53
Cassie Clark, Michelle Yee, Emma Lippa, Zeta Gretzkowski, and Kira Lamb.
102 Kira Lamb.
Leading the way is Michelle Yee. In second is Cassie Clark. Tight behind in third is Emma Lippa. Lippa trying to set up the pass on the inside. Gets the door shut by Clark. Clark taking the wide line out of the corner. Has to get back tight, not letting Emma Lippa get around on the inside. Lippa trying to go for the inside move again. 1 lap to go for the leader. But they won't catch Michelle Yee. And with the move through on the inside, Emma Lippa up in that second place spot. Still battling it out now as they come around into the final corner. Lippa trying to hold off Clark as they dig for the line. It'll be Lippa finishing in second, Clark in third. A fall in the final corner. And finishing in fourth will be Kira Lamb. And Zeta Gratzkowski finishing in fifth. Next up is the C final for the Junior E girls. We've got Violet Nelson, Morgan Tara, Sydney Wong, and Stella Summerfield. It looks like Stella Summerfield's is a non-start. And the C finals underway as Nelson takes the early lead. Coming around the outside is Wong, trying to get around wide on Nelson, able to put the pass through as they exit the corner.
241 takes the lead.
It's Tara in third. Wong comfortably out in front. Nelson in second. Tara in third. This will do it for the Junior E ladies. One lap to go for the leader, Sydney Wong. As Wong comes up to the finish. Here comes Nelson around the bend. And she'll finish in second. And Morgan Tara finishing in third. I move on to the Junior F boys with their 3-3-3 final. We got Benjamin Sullivan, Aiden Liu, Arya Chandnani, Samir Ochik, and Kale DeVerti.
201 last race, DNS did not start.
This is the A final. We'll have a B final for the boys as well. Closing in on the end of our first set of the day. We'll come back and start doing the heats for the second distances. We'll be kicking it off with the Heartland men and ladies 1,000 meters. It's Benjamin Sullivan leading the way. Aiden Liu in second. It's going to be a battle for first. Liu's got to catch Sullivan, though. In third is Ouchchick. 1 lap to go. Down goes Ouchchick. Sullivan trying to hold off Liu. He's got about a meter gap, 1.5 meters, coming through the final corner. And Liu unable to close the gap. So it was not Ouchchick that fell. He finished in third. Finishing fourth was Diverti. It was Chanani that fell. He's finishing in fifth.
213B, Junior F, Pee-wee, boys, 333 meter.
Now for the B final with Casey Kang, Joshua Tara, Hudson Peck, and Alan Wu.
161, Hudson Peck. 152, Alan Wu.
Looks like we're missing 2 skaters on the line. And they're off. As it's Casey Kang leading the way with Hudson Peck in second. 2 staying tight together, and Casey Kang, a little slippery, slips in the straightaway. Able to get back on his feet quickly. Hudson Peck taking the lead. Coming up to 1 lap to go. A lot of ground to make up for Casey Kang. And Kang falling in the near side corner. Hudson Peck just needing to cross the line, and he will win the B final.
Skater on the track.
Just waiting on Casey Kang. Tough luck with 2 falls, and one of them through the water. Next up, we have the Junior F girls for their 3-3-3 final. We've got Ariel Chun, Lauren Lee, Addison Hartman, Serena Sheen, and Olympia Kazaneka.
152 DNS did not start. 133 Lauren Lee, 80 Addison Hartman, 182 Serena Sheen, and 88 Olympia Kazaneka.
And the Junior F girls away clean, tripping on the apex block. That looked to be Lauren Lee. Went down hard into the water. Gonna have to bust out the hairdryer, maybe 2. Leading the way is Serena Sheen. In second is Ariel Chun. They're coming around the corner. They're gonna have 1 lap to go when they hit the line. As Serena Sheen going to try to hold off Ariel Chun. Chun just not making up enough ground fast enough as they go through the final corner. It's going to be Serena Sheen finishing in first, Ariel Chun in second. Coming around to finish in third is Olympia Kazaneka. Finishing fourth, Addison Hartman. And Lauren Lee finishing in 5th after the tough break in the first corner. Now for the B final, we've got Isla Mason, Sophia Coons, Avery Dunham, and Azria Morelli. Off the line, it's Sophia Coons leading the way. Isla Mason in 2nd. In 3rd is Azria Morelli. In 4th, Avery Dunham. 2 laps to go. As Coons comfortably in the lead. Mason with a lot of distance to cover. He wants to chase her down. 1 lap to go. Coons still comfortably in the lead. As they come around the final corner. It's Coons at the line in 1st. Mason going to finish in 2nd.
Skater on the track.
Finishing in 3rd was Morelli. In 4th, Dunham. Now move on to the novice boys.
Novice boys, 6 and under, 333 meter A final. 244, Lucas Wu. 113, Ethan Lynn.
Another 333 final. We've got Lucas Wu, Ethan Lynn, Hayden Peck, Jonathan Wu, Cameron Tara, Milo Ventura, and another Jonathan Wu.
Milo Ventura and 138, Jonathan Wu.
Just waiting on the starters. And a false start. I think that was Hayden Peck. Just can't keep these tiny tots under wraps. They just want to get going and going and going. Although, when you're that age, 3 laps is quite a distance. And they're off. Getting the inside line in the corner was Lucas Wu.
44 Wu in the lead. 113, second place.
Ethan Lynn sitting in that second place spot. 2 laps to go.
162.
Wu comfortable in front. In 3rd is Hayden Peck. In 4th, Jonathan Wu. 1 lap to go for the leader, Lucas Wu. Ethan Lynn trying to hold off Hayden Peck. And Peck with a stumble, and we get a blade clip on the far side. It looks like Hayden Peck will finish in third. It looks like we have to run this again as they have the starters stop the race. Definitely sounded like blade-on-blade contact. I don't know, maybe the blade fell out of the tube. It was difficult to tell from here, but Jonathan Wu getting taken off the ice. It definitely sounded like a blade clip, but as far as what happened, if it's mechanical or physical, it's hard to tell from up here. It looked like he just couldn't get any weight on it. And if that was a physical injury, you'd have that problem. If it was mechanical, you'd have that problem. Once the blade slides out of the tube, you're basically on butter.
162 penalized for impeding.
It looks like they're going to take off Hayden Peck. They penalize for impeding. So they're going to run it again with 4. So we've still got Lucas Wu, Ethan Lynn, Cameron Tara, Milo Ventura, and the other Jonathan Wu. And they're off again, and Lucas Wu into the lead, followed closely by Ethan Lynn. In second is Cameron Tara, and Milo Ventura in fourth. 2 laps to go, and they'd already pretty much done 3 laps. These skaters tired. Lucas Wu trying to keep his balance and trying to peek around and see where Ethan Lynn is. Coming up to 1 lap to go for the leader, Wu. Wu lapping Ventura on the outside. Here comes Lucas Wu up to the finish. He'll finish in first. Ethan Lynn coming across in second. Milo Ventura going to have 1 more lap to go. Coming around is Cameron Tara. He'll finish in third. And the crowd willing on Milo Ventura, who's already had to do 2 laps. He's getting the biggest ovation of the day so far. And you can tell he's a little bit tired, had to restart from the beginning. He's able to make it across the finish line. And now we'll have the novice girls. 3-3-3s. We've got Madeline Coons, Bryn DeVerti, and Veronica Sullivan.
2168, novice girls, 6 and under, 333 meter A final. Lunches immediately following this race for 60 minutes. 60. minutes. We have 96, Madeline Coons, 58, Bryn DeVerde, 200 for Veronica Sullivan.
This is the last race of the morning set, and we'll take our hour-long lunch break. And they're off. And there's another 3-lapper. As Coons has the inside line. Able to get the early lead through the first corner. DeVerde in second. And DeVerde trying to kick into an extra gear. Wants to catch up to Coons with 2 laps to go. Lap and a half to go for the novice girls. 1 lap to go as Coons hits the line. DeVerde still trying to shuffle along. Not quite at the point yet where they can do crossovers, but I tell you, if you put a parent on speed skates who hasn't been on them before, you'd look the exact same way right about now. And Madeline Coons coming around the final corner up to the line. She'll win the final. DeVerde going to finish second and drawing another big ovation from the crowd.
Nice race.
So we will resume in an hour. Stream should be back up, say, about 12:55. As we'll be back to start off with the Heartland men's 1,000-meter heats. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in an hour. We're going to cut the stream. We'll see you then.